Hey people, Injured here, 3v3, Ben Dunlock, blue team. ReLegion is a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon, gonna pop out in a second. There he is, isn't he glorious? Alongside, Gomer Pyle is a Makboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat, puts out some good damage with a bunch of Orky gadgets, can also repair. There he goes, and alongside, rounding off the team, Gaius Baltar with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee, the Thousand Suns elite scheme with the blue glowy sword. Red team is all Space Marines. You've got Raver as a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. Looks like the Imperial Fists elite scheme recolored there. Alongside, Nuke with an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat. By default, begins with a heal, a passive health regeneration aura. Got the Death Company colours on this guy because this is the Blood Angels elite scheme. Rounding off the teams, Mexica86 with a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can support with structures and repair. We have some Imperial Fists here. Just backing off the Chaos Lord a bit. Trying to flank inwards was Nuke, and now Mexica backing them up with some bolts of fire, but the Orks are after them, sluggers, and the Makboy seems to be trying to tie stuff up in melee or something. It was like following them there. Scouts trying to get a very, very risky cat. The attacks have backed all the way off to the garrison. Apothecary goes flying into those sluggers in melee. That was a cool looking little melee charge there, but he might get shot to pieces. In fact, he will get shot to pieces unless he runs. There's the run. Attacks from the garrison, can relatively safely shoot at those shooter boys. Meanwhile, in the southeast, a contested power point has turned blue. The CSM are dropping models. This is a bad fight to take, fellas. What is Gaius Baltar up to? There's some corn worship. There's the retreat. I don't know what they were preoccupied with, but definitely something. Their heretics have an aspiring champion. Maybe they just really wanted to hold up these guys so they didn't get that power, but didn't seem worth losing 2 Chaos Space Marine models. Here's some more Tactical Marines for Mexica, popping their Kraken bolts, which doesn't actually help them against the Chaos Lord, but it looks cool. Won't help them against any of this stuff. Chaos Lord runs away, Makboy teleporting in to tie things up in melee, and those heretics are looming. Could go into the attacks, could tie up the Techmarine. They've gone into the Tactical Marines. There is a Doom Blast, which didn't seem to hit them. No suppression on that. They got a heal from the Apothecary. Scouts getting a bit too close to stuff. Those tacks were making some strange decisions there for Mexica. They seem to be moving back and forward, which was weird. Eventually they got away, and these scouts are in a bad spot. Makboy's not facing them, which is... Oh, Makboy might go down. Teleports away. If the Makboy was facing them there and was able to shoot, they would have took tons of damage. He was trying to decap that natural power and almost got it. But Adaka has continued. You have shooter boys with their big shooters, more DPS, more range, and aiming. What's that? They just suppress those scouts with it. Sluggers on them. Tax helping out again, popping the Kraken bolts. I really think they should hold on to that for when Chaos Space Marines show up. You never know when they might show up and start shooting your stuff. Force Commander with the Chainsword and Storm Shield gives some really amazing defensive options, such as the Defend ability, imaginatively titled. Just affecting himself at the moment. Takes down the Ravener Alpha. This also passively gives him some more hit points and a ranged damage resistance of 20% just for having this equipped, which is pretty awesome. That's before using the Defend, which is another 50. Yeah, 50% resistance to ranged damage, immune to suppression. But it does slow you down, and it will affect an area around him, so you can really benefit your allies in a team game. Makboy's here to lend some darkness. This is a bad fight for these guys to take. Just being shut down by the Barbed Strangler of ReLegion. They've got double Hormagaunts into Termagants and those warriors up. Ravener Alpha down, being revived now by the Makboy. Almost leveled him. Noise Marines up for Gaius Baltar. No Eternal War for the CSM, but we do have Combi Flamer for the Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord needs to lead the charge here. There's some Corn Worship to help him out, but they're going to get flanked. Nuke showing up just the right time, jumping in some Death Company Assault Squad fellas. right onto the Noise Marines, and he might need to pop their cacophony here. Heretics will help out with a Doom Blast. There it is, suppressing those Assault Marines, but that was a Purification Rites heal, knocking back units around the Assault Marines when they got healed there. Does some damage too, doesn't it? Yeah, 20 damage. And a bit more damage per level. The Assault Squad jumped into the retreat path of the CSM. Maybe they should have jumped into the retreat path of the Noise Marines and maybe got another model, because they do cost power to reinforce. Heretics barely getting away. It was a bad fight for Gaius Baltar. Just got 2v1'd. Should have backed off quickly, but it's so tempting to try and stay in the fight as long as you can and do what you can, rather than just backing off immediately or retreating immediately, because that does give up ground as well. Huge amount of ground. Sometimes it's better to give up ground than to give up some units or models off your units though. Sluggers with their burners, helping to take down the gens and harass some tactical marines. It does give them a couple of power weapons, which is handy. There's the defend, so these guys won't get suppressed by the Barb Strangler and take 50% less damage from it, of course. Those are the Assault Marines I'm talking about in there. They haven't tried to jump the Warriors to try and get models off them for Synapse Backlash. There we go, we've got a Ravener brewed up for ReLegion, and they get their tier 2 going in pretty good time. It was good pressure throughout tier 1 for the blue team, I thought. The red team were quite a lot of the time on the back foot. Those two Assault Squad army schemes look very similar now. Techmarine in the mid, capping up this contested victory point. The natural victory points are actually quite close to the bases. In fact, they're the closest point to the bases. Look at that, it's like plasma cannon distance almost. You can whirlwind on it from base. Some sniper scouts up for Mexica. Double sniper scouts, in fact. Can they get onto the power? No, they can't, because here comes both of the other Space Marine players to harass Gaius Baltar. They decap the wreck point, but these CSM need to run. What are they doing? Just taking shots. Looks like they're going to be okay. They were behind some heavy cover. Orks showing up. You see, if Gaius Baltar backed away immediately there, they may have been able to re-engage when the Orks showed up. But as it stands, it's now 2v1 against the Orks. Throwing him into the Assault Marines though. Looks like the big shooter's up for the Makboy. Just some more DPS. Note that the Makboy has 10 DPS melee. More melee DPS than a Plague Champion by default. And that guy can teleport. And does more DPS with his gun, I'm pretty sure. Madness, I tell you, madness. 378 to 439. Grenade goes in. Actually killed a Warrior Brood model. You saw the Synapse Backlash, all that stuff knocked back and taking damage. Space Marines on the power with a Flamer and huge amounts of numbers. Ravener Brood are quickly sent packing. They should get a full bash here, surely. Chaos Lord shown up. The Assault Marines run interference. Need to be careful though. They do have a Force Commander alongside them, but these are now fully upgraded sluggers with burners and their Knob Leader, and look how quickly those Assault Marines fell. Makboy trying to finish them in retreat with the shooter, might be able to. Plants his feet and shoots. Almost got them down to like 4 hit points, I think, those Assault Marines. Force Commander's still here, tanking like a boss. As Artificer Armor, we might see this Sacred Standard for full buff bot Force Commander mode. It's a pretty cool build for team games, I think. Just constant buffs on stuff. You can maintain defend for quite long as you start to level up. 339 to 439. Blue team hitting back hard, but they got fully bashed. And those Assault Marines did get away. Gomer Pyle with double sluggers. Those guys don't have their Knob Leader though. Devastator's popping their Vengeance rounds, doing some work. Blast Master gets a shot on the Techmarine, but now they're going to get jumped. Assault Squad on them. Heretics there to counter initiate. Oh, they decided to just run. I wonder if that was a mistake. Maybe they felt like they couldn't take them on 1v1 there. Those were level 2 Assault Marines. But they could have held them up, maybe waited for something. Maybe there's nothing to wait for. Makboy cannot cap the mid. But we've got Shooter Boys on this. I always thought this wreck point was strangely placed. So close to the VP. I feel like it should be here or something. 305 to 439. Cormagaunt's in on some scouts. They did try a grenade. Did they kill one? Maybe they killed one. Dreadnought on the way for Nuke. Double Ravener Brood for ReLegion, so we might see the Synapse Aura for damage. Indeed we do. And then get a Venom Brood in. Those guys are going to be dishing out serious pain with the Synapse Aura and Venom Brood ranged Synapse. Well, we might see them when the Dreadnought appears. Gaius Baltar not able to get anything out in tier 2 at the moment. Have they got a bunch of war gear? They did get Armor of the Inferno. Oh, they got Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. That's what they got. 281 to 439. I think it's generally unwise to mark your CSM or upgrade units in general when you've only got 3 going into tier 2 and you're kind of pinned back. You need numbers, you know. There's Let the Galaxy Burn. That was a really good hit on those scouts. Holy crap. Very, very good hit. Those guys got messed up. Techmarine with Signum armor now. Chaos Lord has had enough of this. He's going after him. Meanwhile, big brouhaha near the south of the map. Maybe going for the power again. The Space Marines, look at the value they're getting from defend here. That's crazy. That was buffing like 16 Marines or something. And of course, Sacred Standard with the constant damage buff. Awesome Force Commander build, I think. Assault Squad in on the Sluggers with some more defend. Remember, defend only helps you against ranged DPS, not melee, but the Makboy is shooting them. They've stumbled into some more Sluggers, and you can see how vicious upgraded Sluggers can be against Marines in general. Now they're on the Force Commander. I mean, he's still helped out by the extra health that the Chainsaw gives him, I guess. What is he up to now? 1204 hit points at level 3. I don't know where the game gets the 04 from. But there we are. 229 to 439. You see the purple Synapse from the Synapse Aura. An awesome change. I think that was Wise Windu's doing, or was that someone else? Wise Windu does a lot of the, or did a lot of the visual stuff in the mod, like changing the Chaos Nukes and all that good stuff. Adding a bunch of runes for Eldar things on the ground. Lots of cool stuff. 226 to 439. 1-to-1 cap. Venom Brood is up for ReLegion. And there is the ranged Synapse. I'm not sure. I think this gives you like a brighter green Synapse. And basic Synapse is dark green. Single here for blue is that Space Marine Dreadnought for Nuke. In its default melee state at the moment. Gaius Baltar down to 2 units, goes tier 3. Gomer Pyle down to 3 units, goes tier 3 rather. And they can get something pretty soon. They could get a Nob Squad up pretty quickly if they wanted. Might take a while to upgrade them though. And you don't typically see a default Nob Squad do that well. Without Frenzy, they tend to get focus and have to run pretty soon. But I mean, they're still soaking up damage, I guess. Force Commander levels to 4. Up to 1249 hit points now. And is decapping the blue team's natural. Here comes the Makboy. He's not happy with it. But blue team have been reeling for a while. Ever since tier 2 here. They just really haven't got going, have they? No tier 2 units at all from Gomer Pyle or Gaius Baltar. And I think a Weird Boy would have done really great work stunning the massive Space Marine infantry blob that we saw and allowing the double Sluggers to get in. Mingo Rumbler also might be pretty good against that big blob, but here comes a Nob Squad. I mean, you can't say no to rushing tier 3 for a Nob Squad, eh? Can't stay, says Raver. They're out of there. They got a Devastator Plasma Cannon Squad. Hanging out a base. A Whirlwind up for Mexica. There it goes. Awesome disruption. Not the most accurate thing, but when you've got tons of units like this, it's going to hit something. There's the Electroshock Grubs on it, though. Doing a bunch of damage. Venom Brood might be able to get on it. No, Assault Squad is on them. And Dreadnought is tearing stuff up. Scouts in there, just got a big heal. Apothecary's in there, of course, with an Anointed Power Axe now. Also has the combat stims. This guy's ready to rock. Almost level 5. In fact, it just popped to the level 5. And they show no fear, popped by those tactical marines there. Can they get these Sluggers down? They can. Sluggers fall, replaced by a Nob squad. And they're getting their Nob leader first, it looks like. Generally want to get that or Mina and Greener first. Here comes Mina and Greener. Nob squad gets very expensive with all their upgrades, but they really do become a force to be reckoned with. We have a Thunderhammer Force Commander now, I think. Yes, we do. No more Defender buffs for you. Going to be very helpful against the Nob squad, though, to chuck them around. Speaking of chucking them around, Whirlwind's doing some of that. 226 to 323. Double cap for blue team. Well done, fellas. Red team should have pushed up and got the VP there. They had plenty of space. They can't see what we can see, of course. It's not always easy to know when your opponent's off the field. And Mexica is idle in the southeast. Maybe they could have gone for a power bash, but it's a balance you need to keep between pushing and maintaining a presence on the map. When you push, generally, you're going to be forced off at some point. Maybe you can do it gracefully and just back off, but a lot of times you're going to be overextended when you go for a power bash and have to retreat. Here come Chaos Space Marines with Mark of Khorne in on the Sniper Scouts. Those are power melee chain axes. And that was a decent Let the Galaxy Burn as well. Here comes a power bash, maybe a full power bash. We've got a Chaos Predator with Mark of Khorne for Gaius Baltar. More damage to all the guns and some more speed. Kicking off towards the mid though. Nob squad and Sluggers in on the Force Commander. I think is going to go down, but not before he disrupts the crap out of stuff and gets the 40% Sacred Standard buff going because he's downed. Even with that though, they can't really take on a Nob squad, I don't think. The Ravener Alpha has the Corrosive Devourer, which is an amazing plasma DPS weapon. Look at that. 43.45 plasma DPS. Pretty nuts. Also corrosive shots. Gives him a vehicle damaging option. Double plasma attacks there. Very dangerous for the Nob squad and Warrior Brood and stuff, but they're being forced off here. Double Hormogaunts with adrenal glands on them. And they do get buffed by these Synapse Aura. It's not just ranged units. It just generally works out that way because he's too far away from the melee stuff. But sometimes you can position him right to buff everything. 226 to 244. Good push by ReLegion, but they're getting nuked right now. There's Orbital. It's a well-placed Orbital in retreat path. I think that was Raver. I'm not sure though. They have the least red. Is that going to wipe anything? They are retreating. Needed to knock them into another beam. I don't know why they put two up there. But the initial beams are pretty good. Oh no, Gaius Baltar lost his tank. And now they're getting another tank. What happened? There it is. Oh, las cannon happened, I guess. Also had marked target available, so maybe that went in there. But they're getting another one. Gomer Pyle now has flash kits on the field. And a Loyalist Predator from Mexica86, 224 to 229. Blue team need to try and maintain some pressure. They can't let the Space Marines get a foothold in the mid. It can be very difficult to displace them there. They're all tier 3, and maybe one of them's got their eye on a Land Raider, saving towards it. Apothecary, almost level 6 now, doing some good work with this axe. Just slayed a Heretic, which leveled him. But there's that Nob squad. And now they're fully upgraded with hammers. Those goo jammers, is it 8% per? Yeah, 8% per hit. Stacking buff. Pretty cool. I think they can get, is it a maximum of 3 or 4 rings? See the momentum rings on them. I think it's 3. Maybe they can get 4. Even if it is only 3, that's a 24% buff to their already super high damage. Pretty awesome. Uh-oh. Another orbital. Tyranids moving past it. Again, the beams have been placed too close together. Because when they get knocked back, you see, you want them to be knocked into another beam, ideally. Aggressive push from ReLegion. I think it was a good one. I think that was worth doing. Push those vehicles back, and the Orks are still here to pick up slack. But are they overextending here without an ally around? Nob squad wanted a kill. Force Commander's here to mess with them. I think they should have backed off, knowing that the Force Commander was there to do that. Maybe they couldn't see him. 205 to 203. I thought the Tyranid push was good, but the Orks maybe should have hung back afterwards. They still got some stuff in the field. It's It's not a disaster. Makboy's going to come and revive the Chaos Lord. That's another downed tank, and that is a Nuke. And Imperial Abyss. Not sure what it got. Did it get stuff? Maybe the stuff that was trying to chase the tank. 2 tanks down. Didn't see any of them go over. Too focused on the mid. Oh, Slugger Knob died immediately. Sluggers are going to wipe here. They're in a really bad spot. Shotguns all over the place. A jump and a Thunderhammer. 205 to 189. Rocks dropped in out of frustration, I think, for Gomer Pyle. Yeah, blue team really up against it now. Gaius Baltar's tanks haven't worked out. And now they're going for some Plague Marines. A solid, dependable pick. Are they going to really help here? They need to stretch the red team now by pushing against this VP. So there's Hormagaunts trying to do it. And they fell for it. Rather, were killed for it, I mean. 202 to 189. Heretics on the way for Gaius Baltar to help the Plague Marines out with some Corn Worship to help their mobility maybe. Corrosive shots in on the tank. It is being repaired though. That damage, he's out damaging that repair just with corrosive shots, I think. That was pretty cool. What level is he? Almost level 3 Ravener Alpha. More flash kits for Gomer Pyle. These guys do have the blasters. Area of effect psychic damage is very good against heavy armor. The sniper's still around, taking pot shots. Got a level 2 Dreadnought with Dark Age of technology. Second flash kits up. Sure they'll be getting blasters as well. Makboy with battery pack for Avataste. And super tough beam, which is an awesome piece of war gear. Very expensive. 176 to 189 will greatly help the Nob squad. I think there's another orbital coming in. Plague Marines are, I was going to say Plague Marines able to get away, but another beam came in and got them. Well, got one of them. Chaos Lord needs to run. Wants to let the Galaxy burn first, but he can't quite do it. Plague Marines are going to be fine, I think. Oh, maybe not. They got sent into snipers and stuff and died, and they weren't retreating, I don't think. Yeah, so they took a full hit from one of those beams. 176 to 189. Can they push the mid, the blue team? Here comes tons of DPS from ReLegion. Look at that. That was one burst of his ranged Tyranid weapons. There's Crippling Poison on the Force Commander. Yeah, need to focus him down. Need to get him out of there. He's going to cause havoc with that hammer, and they have got him out of there. Don't see a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Nob squad getting in. I mean, this does feel dangerous with the Tyranids and the Nob squad there and the flash kits. It's a lot of damage. That's without Gaius Baltar stuff being hit. The Chaos Lord can hit a good let the Galaxy burn, and then these guys come in with the damage. Ravener Alpha's getting too close to death though. Not sure what he's up to. Goes down. Don't know where he was sent there. Is he trying to get onto the whirlwind or something maybe? Hormagaunts get a decap. That could be vital. 153 to 188. Blue team actually have a single cap here. Oh no. Gomer Pyle lost some of their flash kits. They lost the flash kit squad. That's going to set him back. Let the Galaxy burn. Some decent hits on those fellas. Oh, there's marked target though. And overcharge plasma. Or rather plasma overcharge, I guess. Have orbs of the Omnissiah as well. I'm sure that helped to get some of those tanks down. Need teleports, says Raver. And so they get it. You saw that he got crippling poisoned and shot to pieces. Now he can just teleport on them and immediately get at least one battlecry attack in. Nuke would like a Land Raider. Wouldn't we all? Techmarine levels to 6. Double tank busters for Gomer Pyle. Sick of these vehicles, I guess. The whirlwind might have been disrupting a lot in those engagements, so I wasn't really paying attention to what it was doing. Mark of Corncast Space Marines are level 3, so they've done some work here and there. I just haven't seen it. And now a Carnifex up for ReLegion. I say get a melee Carnifex here, because there's still... yeah, there's 2 Vanguard Veteran Squads and Assault Marines. So just wading into melee, helping out the Nob squad, I think would be great. Stranglethorn always very, very tempting though. There's Angels of Death from Nuke. 50% damage resist on all of his infantry and some weapon knockback immunity. Nob Squad just got an Abattaste heal there. And they got super tough beam on them already. Solid fighting though from those Vanguard veterans. 98 to 175. Plasma Cannon got a decent shot in there. Might have been some friendly fire though. And there's the Whirlwind doing its thing. They killed the Apothecary. Apothecary's downed. And there's, oh, another Chaos Predator for Gaius Baltar with Mark of Khorne getting a lot of shots in there. Tank Buster's going for something. Getting suppressed now. There's that Legacy Burn. It's a good push for the blue team. And we have a Venom Cannon Carnifex. They're going for the large targets with this guy. Get some good shots on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought is not level 4. Plague Marine, a single Plague Marine with his missile launcher getting shots as well. Now runs away. They got really close to getting that Dreadnought. Really close. Ravener Alpha falls again. Just kind of losing sight of his Ravener a bit here, ReLegion, in his big fights. Looks like they got a without number call in at some point because they got some Termagants and Hormagaunts. 33 to 175. Red team are close to victory here, but the blue team did get the mid. Mark of Khorne CSM get those attacks out of there. Force Commander is making their life very difficult though. He's level 7 now. And he's done well with the war gear he's got whenever he's had it, you know. Transitioned from a defensive buff bot into aggressive Thunderhammer man. 32 to 165. Runs away from the Nob Squad. Venom Cannon going in. Venom Cannon Carnifex, I mean. Oh, Ravener got revived. Almost got that tank. So close to it. Here comes a Melter Bomb. There it is. It should survive the Melter. And the Plasma Cannon misfired for some reason. Getting deleted by Flash Gits, who then get jumped. Nob Squad falling over. Eating Plasma Cannon shots. Oh, Flash Gits just retreated out. Nob Squad trying to get a decap. Or rather, sorry, the Assault Squad there trying to get a decap. Blue team actually have a 2 to 1. Well done, fellas. They are trying to harass over here as well. ReLegion not giving up on that VP either. They are splitting their forces, which is generally a good thing to do in a 3v3 if you can, if you have the mobility to do it, and the micro, of course. Sniper Scout still hanging back, getting shots. What is this? Is it some Terminators? It is Assault Terminators for Raver coming in. 32 to 124. Red team not giving it up, but they're losing the mid. They do have a decent VP lead. Tank Buster Barrage. I thought it was going for the Whirlwind, but it wasn't. Blue team getting the mid again. Carnifex goes down. There's an Orbital, but it's not going to stop the cap. The cap is in. Got a decent hit in here though. Tank Busters that did have the Mordaka up. And now having to run. They survived though, or did they? I think maybe they didn't. I think the attacks finished them off in retreat there. Here's the Makboy. What's he up to? Level 7. Trying to stabilize the mid a bit. Tank is here for Gaius Baltar. ReLegion though, down to a Ravener Brood. Pushed hard on the VPs they did. And it generally did a good job, but looks like they didn't get away unscathed. And they might have lost too much here. Red team don't need a 2 to 1 for very long to get this victory. Terminator Assault Squad able to get a decap with their bulk. Took a hell of a lot of damage doing it though. Hell of a lot of damage. Here comes the Dreadnought back to play. And it is level 4 now. 1897 hit points. A nuke thrown in by Gaius Baltar. Don't think it hit too much, but it is maybe forcing Nuke forward. They pop Angels of Death to help them out. Oh, a bunch of stuff died in the middle of the abyss. I'm not sure what it was exactly. But some stuff sure did die. 32 to 97. Blue team not giving up now. When you think it's swinging their way, they lose a bunch of stuff and red team come back hard. There's a super tough beam. Maybe used a little bit early by the Makboy. Wasn't a huge threat to them there. So they could have just tied up one of those tack squads. Force Commander's on the cap. Level 7. 1298 hit points. Knocking the Nob Squad around with that hammer. But it doesn't do a huge amount of damage, this hammer, on those special attacks. It did nerf it Maybe they nerfed it more than once, but it's been nerfed a while ago now. Still amazing disruption, but he's not super killy with it, which I think is fair. Plague Marine's helping out in the middle, some shots. Chaos Lord gets the cap. There's a 1-to-1, 18 to 97 Nob Squad pushing all the way through, trying to create some space on the VP. Can they get a tank as well? They're being disrupted a bit. Oh no, there's Lightning Claw Terminators for Raver. Bad news for the Nob Squad. Bad news for all of the infantry. It's another Nob Squad though. Getting their Nob Leader in. Carnifex is back, healed up. Gets too close. Carnifex is getting too close to things. Oh, he's going after these damaged vehicles maybe. There's a Bioplasma in between them, damaged both of them. And corrosive shots on a Ravener Alpha. Trying to get that tank down. It is being repaired. Meanwhile, Super Tough Beam up on the Nob Squad. Chaos Lord in there with some lightning claws of his own. Where are the Terminators? Oh, they just deleted something over there. Something died. Orbital Bombardment coming in again. Is that the 5th or 4th one we've seen? It's a lot of orbitals. Nob Squad trying to put the pain on the Assault Squad so they stop chasing the Carnifex. 16 to 75. There's a Bioplasma, but Red Team have the mid 2-to-1 cap. It might be it. There's GG from Mexica. Don't know if the blue team can get anywhere. They do have tunnels on the north side. But looks like they're running out of time. They fought fiercely though through heavy losses. And they kept applying pressure, kept being a threat. But there is the 2-to-1 and the victory for the red team. Look at these heroes. Level 4 Ravener Alpha. I felt like he did a hell of a lot of work for only being level 4. Had Regenerate up. Maybe some like selecting of targets was a little bit wonky for ReLegion. They tended to push deep in rather than choose closer targets maybe. I don't know though. They did some good work back there. Level 9 Makboy for Gomer Pyle. It's a hell of a lot of Daka. Hell of a lot of Daka. Level 5 Chaos Lord. Lightning Claws at the end was relatively solid. Level 7 Force Commander was a force. Level 10 Apothecary. Quietly doing his thing. We lost the indicator for them, so I wasn't paying huge amounts of attention to them fighting, but they obviously did a lot. Combat stims as well. And we had a level 8 Techmarine, Plasma Gun, Orbs, and the Signum Armor. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.